What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Solve for Why coverage of the Negreanu, Doug Polk heads up match. Apologies for being a little late. We wanted to make sure we were able to get this rolling correctly for you guys. I'm always, per usual, joined by my co-host Christian Soto. He's going to be carrying the weight today, as he usually does when we do commentary. Just real quickly to get it out of the way, I think Daniel thus far is up about 5.5 buy-ins after winning a half a buy-in yesterday. Apologies for not being able to bring it to you guys. We just had some issues with the equipment, but everything's good now, and we're ready to sit back and watch. Bad time to throw at the chin. He looks very perplexed. Looks as though somebody caught him with his pants down. Anyway, while Chin figures out what's going on his end, we are just a few hands underway. It looks like Negreanu has a small lead here to the right. He's up about 10,000 there. Doug's up about 3,000 to the left. We'll try to keep track of stacks, buy-ins, rebuys, and all that stuff as we go. Want to give a quick shout out to the guys behind the scenes. Andre hangs you up, doing what he does, putting a proper team together.
Sorry, guys. It was, yeah. I mean, my computer went bananas. I heard you 3 times in my ears, and, it was a very erotic experience. I apologize.
Erotic, you said?
Yeah, I mean, your voice is very nice. But, yeah, I heard you say that I carried the weight, and, yeah, I appreciate that. I was hoping that wasn't a weight joke, and it was just very,
You're shouldering the load.
Okay, so you like my shoulders and stuff. I got it. Okay.
You're the Atlas of this two-man duo,
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that people can hear us today, and we're live, and this is a great thing. And yeah, man, let's have a good time. I'm pretty excited about this one.
Yeah, how about that layout, man? Look at the work that Andre's put into this thing. It's pretty sick. He was able to condense the WSOP tables down to look like a heads-up table. You'll notice the cards aren't where they traditionally are. We've moved them over to the right. That was in order to, not lose any of the information on the bets and the table, since we were working with a different layout.
Yeah, I mean, I think that whatever they paid for this layout is not enough. And by they, I mean us. Looks like we're seeing a pretty big bet from Daniel on the left table.
Yeah, I missed the action up until this point. My best guess, 20,000 in the pot, would probably be 3-bet to 4K pre 2/3 for 6,000 or 3/4 for 6,000 on flop. Check turn, and now we're arriving at river with Daniel betting 3/4 with the old queen high.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was a pretty good bluff situation there. Like, it was I believe it was a 4-liner, and also a flush came in, and he had like the jack of spades in his hand. So he looks like he's probably gonna have to find some bluffs on the river there, and I think queen high is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, got caught. Seems fair.
Yeah, I'm just speculating what the action actually was there. I'd be curious to know if the turn actually went check. It makes Daniel's line a little bit less credible, I think, but. Andre, can you switch it to the 4-color deck? We're on it, guys. You ask, we give you what you want.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that.
Gonna start asking for some Bitcoin.
Well, let's not go too far. However, we're not egomaniacs like Jeff Platt out there, needing it to be a traditional game with those trashy 2-color decks.
People are asking if I'm in the Trenton, New Jersey Public Library. I will say that the Trenton, New Jersey Library did give me a room in the back left. I was like, hey, the people out there, they need to watch this match. And they were like, back left, that's where it all happens. Mm-hmm. So it's like me, some girl in OnlyFans over there somewhere.
At the library.
Bro, people are kinky now, man. They do some wild shit now. People like the smart girl. I like the smart girl. I like smart girls too.
Yeah.
It's not all about. It's not all about like mamacita. Sometimes you want a little student, you know.
You're an absolute nightmare, man. Somebody alerted me to the fact that there are girls out there getting paid on OnlyFans just to post like fully clothed pictures.
Bro, there's people on OnlyFans that are getting paid to eat a lot of food.
Interesting.
Yeah, like just all the food. Like
I feel like there's a niche for us.
I mean, you told me you spoke about my shoulders. I mean, I'm gonna try out. Be like, yeah, I'm here, shouldering the load. So what I was gonna do. They didn't tell me. They were like, nobody gave me a script for today. I just came out swinging.
I mean, that's true.
It's a watch party, you said.
It is. We're just here to have a good time. We'll do a little bit of analysis as pots get big. Kind of like the one here on the right.
Well, that was the end of that.
So we've seen Daniel have a lot of momentum swing his way the last two sessions. He's trying to make it 3 in a row. Doug's off to an early but small lead. What did you think? I know you watched yesterday. Everybody watched yesterday. Shulman did the coverage. How could you not watch? What did you think of Daniel's play, Doug's play?
I love my man Shulman, but I didn't watch on his. I just been watching on another one. Not Upswing, by the way.
Yeah.
Just gonna put that out there. But yeah, I was watching with Jeff Platt. So what did I think? I thought the all-ins finally, ironically, have went towards Daniel, right? Like there was a big hand with 9s that Daniel went for it. He like turned over bet shoved, got called by 6-5.
Mm-hmm.
He held. There was another one where it was like, I'm not sure if this was exactly yesterday. Was the King Queen yesterday as well? No, maybe that was the day before. But yeah, that specific hand definitely was huge. And I thought that, Doug as a great player started climbing back a little bit towards the end, and then there was like that cooler hand that Daniel tweeted about with the 3-4 of diamonds, where he like flopped a straight and then Doug like made a bigger straight. So then after that, the match was like, it was kind of over after that, and Daniel booked the win. But Daniel is kind of impressive, man. Like he's up 180,000 coming into this session, and he's down 160 or so in all-in EV. So that's going to show that like he's actually like winning pots like post flop, and like losing pots when he's all in. So we have to say that we just have to give Daniel credit at this point. Like, people can talk shit on Twitter or whatever, like, oh, he's like doing these things or whatever, maybe he's bad, but like until now, like the guy's holding his own. Can't knock him too bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a graph today that was updated. He's still running like 160K below EV. But honestly, I think that that's like pretty negligible. 4 buy-ins below EV isn't really all that indicative of suffering too much negative variance.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that like I thought Doug's tweet was very interesting. We have a big pod here. I just realized we cut this one screen. Should probably do a little bit better of a job of tracking the action. Check. Daniel is going to show the nuggies. What do you think about this river check when he has the king of clubs in range?
Well, he was out of position, so...
Right, but I assume that was a 3-bet pot to get to the river that way.
Yeah, hard to know. I think we missed it. I mean, it could have been like... Yeah.
Reconstructing these pots, having watched enough of this, I'm pretty sure when there's 20K in the pot on the river, it was 3-bet to 4K, C-bet for 6K, check, turn, arrive at river.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think Doug has very many bets there. Do you think he's checking to kind of... I don't think he has a lot of bluffs in that spot either. I wonder if he's like trying to pot control for the times he gets cooled off by like ace-x of clubs.
Yeah, that could be true. Like, maybe he just thinks that, you know, he's gonna face a bet by like some thin value hands too, like just an ace that just like check back the turn.
Yeah, I don't know in that texture. It's pretty tough in a 3-bet pot. I kind of feel like I kind of like blocking there, for the sense that his bluff catchers do a lot of calling anyway, and there may be times where he has like a weak ace with the ace of clubs that he may just go for it.
That seems kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, I wish we saw the hand. It would have been cool, like to like break it down exactly. But I mean, if it went like you said, like I think I agree with you. People are saying like I'm biased. I'm not biased, man. I'm fucking, you know, like how can I be biased? Like me and Doug never had a problem.
No, yeah, you guys are super straight.
No, I mean, but honestly, like if we saw each other, I'm sure he would be the nicest person. Like,
yeah, well, that's what it's all about, man. It's all about the camaraderie, you know, the love of the community. That's why we're here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys showing up. I see a lot of regulars in there. Eugene Green, the Odyssey, holding down the mod for us as usual. Joe Quinn's in the chat, who's here every day. Milky Cereal, Christopher Brandt, Scott Parrish. I see you out there, guys. I see you out there working. Let's see. Who do we have to thank for this amazing layout? Andre Conrad. Well, I think that answer pretty obvious. You could thank Andre. We'll get a GoFundMe up here for the young man and all of his hard work.
So it looks like from our graphic that Doug is up small. It looks like almost a bind, 30,000 so far.
Seems about right.
It is interesting because like the last matches, Daniel has gotten off to like a pretty hot start, you know? And then
not yesterday.
No, not yesterday. But yeah, you're right. Not yesterday. But like before that, like most of his wins have just been like pretty consistently, like he's gotten off to a hot start. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Like I'm interested, like, you know, now coming a little bit from behind and seeing, you know, what happens. Like
yeah. I mean, you know, the swings of heads up are for sure real. I'm kind of interested to see a little bit of these hands that go to Showdown. I feel like I didn't catch a whole lot yesterday. I really did enjoy Schulman's commentary, though, man. The guy just, like, he just knows how to turn it on. Like, you put a mic in front of him, he can't help himself.
You're going to make me feel real bad that I didn't watch our friend. That's fucked up.
Oh, man. Table 2. Daniel's just going. I like that line. I don't know if you saw it, but I think he bet twice with middle pair, no spade. 3/4 pot on the turn. Pretty good protection bet there with his type of hand. Daniel's doing it, man. He's really
he's in the street, man. Like, come on, man. You gotta give Daniel some credit, man. Like,
yeah,
the guy's out there like banging it out with one of the greatest heads-up players ever. Like, you gotta give him credit. Like, he's holding his own. He should be getting smashed right now. like it's like, you know, Lucky Chewy, who's our friend, he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I thought we were gonna see a fucking slaughter. Like, it's not a slaughter.
For that, I'm happy. I think we should all be pretty happy that it's a competitive match. I think that kind of goes without saying.
I don't know, man. Like, Daniel's giving me some, like, he's inspiring me, man. Next time fucking Doug calls me out, I might just fucking say it. I might just be like, let's go. Let's fucking go. If Daniel can do it, I can do it.
How much heads up have you played?
Whenever the game breaks at fucking whenever the game's about to break at the win, you know, like, yep. And there's like 3 of us, and then the other person quits. I'm like, listen, I'm not racking up first. Like, we're just gonna play. Like, yeah. And there's a little bit of ego I need to get over. You know, like,
no, I don't think so.
I don't want to rack. I don't want to rack. I don't want the guy to have that on me. Like, oh, he racked on me. Like, no. You rack.
I mean, a big part of like playing high stakes is you like have to break the game because you don't know when you're going to get your next invite. You don't know how many hours you're going to put in. So like barring it just being an absolute killer. Oh, we have a big raise here on the
huge raise
left.
This is like repping. It's like repping a flush here, or you know, houses.
How thin do you think you can go there? Do you think Queen Jack? can ever raise river. Queen Jack, Queen of Hearts, Queen Jack, Jack of Hearts. Seems reasonable,
with
right?
With a heart, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
But it looks like turn one check though, given the size of the pot.
Okay. Okay, so he like never has a straight there.
All right. This is a 3-bet. I believe this is a 3-bet pot or 4-bet pot on the right. No, 3-bet pot.
3-bet, yeah.
9-7-5. Doug's gonna check a lot here.
Daniel gets small bet with a big portion of his range, but we do see him come with quarter.
Daniel with the tricky bet.
I like these lines on these types of textures. It kind of freezes the out of position player. They're not going to be doing too much check raising.
Yeah, what's Doug gonna do with the king queen? He's gonna fold. Maybe, I don't know. Ooh,
check raise. Nearly pot.
Yeah, you could have like a fair amount of overpairs here still.
Yeah, check raise is about 3/4 pot. If Daniel is the call, now we're at about 1.25 SPR.
This is a really good turn, though. I think we're going to see an all-in from Doug here at a high frequency, to be honest.
Yeah, I think outside of like the hands that you're just abandoning, which I imagine would be like Queen Jack of Hearts, Queen Jack of Clubs, if he is taking that line with those types of hands, I think you just like are ripping through here at a pretty high frequency.
Oh.
Daniel calls for the set and is going to stack Doug's kings. Pretty well played by both, I think.
Yeah, it's a shame that Doug lost there. I mean, he had a really good hand. What?
Oh, God.
I didn't say I wasn't. What? I didn't say anything wrong. Like, what you mean?
Oh, sure.
I mean, he played the hand. It was well played, like you said, by both players. It's a shame that someone has to lose.
That's true. I do wonder how balanced Daniel is in his c-bet range there for 2K. Like, how many hands like 7-8 are we going to see in range? How many hands like Ace-7 are we going to see? You know, things that like Doug has in pretty bad shape with kings, as opposed to just like super strong hands like sets, 2 pairs, straights, things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that we do see 8-7 pretty high frequency there as a bet. Like,
in theory, sure. I'm more curious about Daniel specifically because you can kind of get away with disguising it there, right? Because checking back is also a pretty reasonable play with range. So it's like when he bets 2K or he bets, or he checks back. From Doug's perspective, both are completely reasonable as a range play. And when that's the case, now there's a lot of information hiding going on where, like, without actual data to back it, he could be betting 2K with like really strong hands and checking back rest of range.
Yeah, I mean, you know, only Daniel and his team will know like how exactly he's going to be betting that spot. You know, Daniel now takes a 1 buy-in lead. He's up 40,000.
Yeah, that's a big turnaround.
It's a pretty big spot.
I would love to. I hope when this is all said and done, we can somehow get some data on the entire thing. Because I would love to see like how much money was won and lost in single raise pots versus 3 and 4 bet pots. I'd love to see like who performed best in position, out of position. You know, the things that we like heuristically hold value on that kind of determine skill. Obviously, all in EV matters to some degree as well.
Bigger sizing here. So this is a 3-bet pot. Doug goes with the big size on the flop, roughly 80%. Gets called, turn deuce of hearts. Generally going to be slowing down on this card a little bit. So he comes with a small size.
I don't know if you noticed, he chose a slightly smaller 3-bet size. He's been doing this quite frequently. He has 2 different 3-bet sizes that are like 1.5 big blinds apart.
Yeah, it's based on stack size.
Not yesterday. Yesterday it wasn't.
Oh, that's a pretty awful river for him.
Yeah, I imagine this is like nearly pure check. He could potentially block with some hands.
Wow.
Okay. So I think we'd see like a lot of Ace-3.
That's a cooler.
Flush over flush. That's brutal.
So that's gonna swing it the other way now.
Here we go. Buckle up.
Another interesting thing that's happened so far is that we really only very select times have we seen like two major stacks on one table throughout all sessions. Like I think there was one time where like both players had like 80K, and that was like, so I'm unsure if that happens again. Yeah. So if that happens again, I'm not really sure who that favors. I'm gonna guess it's Doug, because he's coming with like the huge sizings more often.
Well, I also just think it almost certainly favors Doug because Daniel's trying to cram in so much study into such a short period that it's probably mostly focused on 100 big blind play.
Yeah.
Where Doug at least has the experience of having played heads up 200 blinds before.
Interesting spot there on the river. Like that's such a good card for Daniel that I'm unsure how many folds Daniel has on that river, and I'm unsure if if Doug is like maybe like not bluffing at the GTO frequency or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a parlay, right? Because he would have to bet third pot on turn to shove river with hands that possess the the ace of hearts.
Yeah.
And I imagine to do that, he would want to be also blocking some other calls, like I believe ace 3 was a straight. But I guess like the ace naturally would be blocking in that instance, so the 3 doesn't become all that relevant. He might want to utilize like some pocket 3s at some frequency. It's tough to say.
Yeah, nice pot for Doug there. Now he has 100,000 on table 1. I'm excited, man. This is it. I was telling Andre yesterday that this is like probably one of the bigger events like that we've seen covered in like outside of the main event. You know, like the main event, of course, is always going to get like major coverage, right, because of national television. But like, I don't think we've ever seen one like match or event covered on multiple platforms, like from different sources,
right?
Like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I also kind of think it's a function of us or the industry as a whole adapting during COVID, because we have seen a lot of this on Poker Go with WPT final tables, a little bit of it with the GG stuff. But yeah, you're right in the sense that like this is getting picked up by the industry across the board.
Yeah, like literally, like HBO is like about to put this up.
Yeah, like we're one of probably 10 streams going on today.
Yeah, and those are in English.
Right.
There could be some other ones in like Dominican Republic.
Sure.
Like,
you want to give them the Telemundo version?
That's not Dominican Republic. Like, what do you think? Dominican Republic is only Telemundo? Like, what the hell?
Well, no, I just.
Bueno, como sea, Doug Polk, él va a apostar ahora 3,898 y él gana.
ESPN the Ocho.
Yo, you're so diplomatic, bro.
Just me, not you. They know better out of you. What up, Brian Tinney? How you doing, man? No stream today afterwards. The schedule's a little lackluster. Also, to that regard, unfortunately, I'm not really going to get to stream very much in the upcoming days. I know I'd planned to do Sunday and then 3 days next week, but my best friend's father passed away, so I'm actually heading back home Sunday afternoon. I'll be back Wednesday evening. So after Thanksgiving, I'll be sure to get you guys a weekend's worth of streams again. Chin's gonna pick up the slack though.
You know, you've never called me your best friend in your whole life.
I have many best friends. And how do you know? You have no idea what I say about you when you're not listening.
No, I do. People tell me. Like, anyway, there's 12,000 in the middle on table number 1.
I believe I've used the phrase "annoying little brother" before, which seems more endearing.
Yeah.
Your family, you know.
Daniel bet 75% pot on turn. It's a pretty big pot, so very likely this is a 3-bet pot.
3-bet down bet, I assume.
Oh,
maybe. What are Daniel's call offs here? Pair plus.
Yeah, I mean, I think a 10 has to call.
Yeah, I wonder how much Queen Jack, King Jack he's taking that line with. Seems
Probably a fair amount, honestly.
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable without hearts for sure.
So now 3 buy-ins up for Doug on table 1. They're going to chop it up on table 2. Daniel's up a buy-in on table 2.
Tejas has a good question. He says, Berkey, you planning on jumping in any big games considering crypto's blowing up? Yeah, I am. I don't know how else to simplify it. But yeah, no, the high stakes team has been, let's say, flourishing with COVID and crypto both on the rise. Which is kind of scary, but it is what it is.
Good question. It says, your best 6 max table of players dead or alive. So, best 6 that you would line up.
As in talent-wise, or as in I would enjoy their play?
It says, love to PvP with cards up. So I assume he means a cover, like stream it or whatever.
Okay. It seems so unfair to like the younger gen, or sorry, the older gen, but like it would almost certainly be players of today with Ivy, right?
Yeah, it's always Ivy.
Yeah, it'd be like Ivy and then 5 like just absolute wizards.
Yeah, I think Ivy and Dur kind of have to play.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, Ivy Dur have to play. I mean, for me, Dur has to play.
Yeah, I do kind of have a soft spot for guys my age or a little bit younger. Like, I would love to see Galfond in there, even though Holdem isn't necessarily his number 1 game. And I always enjoy watching Jason play.
So this was 3-bet, quarter pot by Daniel, call by Doug, Jack of Spades on the turn. Generally going to be a decent card for Doug.
Yeah.
Also brings the backdoor flush draw, so he's going to fire.
Small bet makes a lot of sense. He's going to have a fair amount of bluffs here on the river. He's also going to have, the nuts for bet snap and some other lower equity hands for a bet fold. Maybe hands like, I think he'd mostly be using like Queen X, King X. Yeah, that hand makes a lot of sense.
Another one for Doug, 100, almost creeping up on 140,000. 2 pair for Doug on table number 2. Scoops an 8K pot.
What do you think about Daniel's line there? Do you think that he has a potential go off?
I think he's gonna probably roll the turn there. Like, he's gonna mix it up. It's kind of close. Like, he doesn't really have any like significant blockers to anything relevant on the, like, for a river. Like, he doesn't have a queen, he doesn't have a king, so he's probably needs to like mix up the turn a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. He's also pretty close to bottom of range, though, I would imagine.
Yeah, especially he 3-bet.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, like he's probably like not quote unquote supposed to always bet. In my game, I'll probably bet. Like, fuck.
Try to get him off that Queen Jack.
Yeah, he would have. I mean, it's actually a pretty good bet there by Queen Jack on the turn. Honestly, I kind of like it.
I think that was a lot of like what I was expecting to see. A lot of Queen X, King X with showdown value that can be versatile enough to check back, fold to a shove without much effort. And by check back, I mean river, unimproved. But then when it improves, he's going to have a number of bets when check 2 on the river, which is pretty nice.
I was telling you yesterday, right? Like, people might, like, in this match, like, someone might lose like $2 million, maybe more.
Yeah, for sure. I think that if like Doug were as big of a favorite, or if Doug is as big of a favorite as he presumed to begin with, there's a very strong chance he could beat Daniel for like $2 million plus.
4-bet pot on table 1. We see Doug put in the 10,700. 10,700 call from Daniel. Daniel's going to have a lot of like ace queen, mix up of tens, mix up of nines, some king queen suited. We'll see how this plays out now.
I feel like ace queen out of position in this spot feels pretty bad. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm sure it's there. I just feel like we kind of want to be all in pre with that hand.
All in.
When we're only 100 effective.
Daniel's going to need to hold. And he does.
Baby.
He does. That's sixes. That's a big pot.
Yeah, that
now
pot sorry,
ahead,
that pot feels pretty bad if you have like ace queen black and just check fold that board.
Yeah. I think Daniel is going to have a fair amount of calls there. Like, I do like Daniel's line there. I do like both players' lines, honestly, there. I think Doug is going to find some shoves there on the flop with like pocket tens as well. I think that's like a hand that wants to just like be all in for that size. And then I do like Doug's 4-bet. We are going to want to be using some 4-bets with like the queen 4, king 4 type of hands that like it's going to be pretty nice. I mean, I think both players played that hand fine, and it's unfortunate that Doug lost.
Oh man, I love it. This is gonna be the next T-shirt that people are demanding, right? Like right now, they want the chow to the sim and they want the tap tap. But before this whole thing is said and done, they're gonna want the. It's unfortunate that Doug lost.
200 big blinds each now on table one. Like things might get really interesting. We might see like a huge pot. Like we might be seeing like 170K pot on this table.
Perhaps quads versus the nut flush again.
Yeah, I mean everything's possible. I mean, it's
did
wild.
You see that hand yesterday?
Yeah, I did see it. Daniel bet 75% pot, and Doug threw it in with the flush.
What an epic opportunity for the greatest slow roll in poker history. And
yeah, but Daniel believes in the karma, bro. Like he's like, if I slow roll, like I'm just gonna run bad for the next 3 sessions to pay for it, you know, in the choice center, and like it's not gonna be the thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, man, that's unfortunate.
Good card for Daniel. We might see some lead out of Daniel here. A frequency of the time there. He does choose to check. This is table 1, by the way.
I would expect this to check back at a super high frequency.
Agreed there. He does choose a big size though.
I think when we face these sizes, despite them not being super large, they do kind of tend to be a little bit more polar in nature on a texture like this.
Yeah, I mean Daniel calls like this should be a fair amount of King X. I believe he'll probably have some 9X, some flushes. Like I think Daniel's like pretty uncapped going into this river.
This is where the depth gets very spicy too.
Yeah.
Because like when you're Daniel and you have trips, or well, maybe not so much trips, but you have like a jack high flush, something of that nature. If it feels bad, I mean, you're facing over whatever you just call. But you know, if you face like half pot on the river, it feels pretty bad not just sticking in a raise there. But raising gets pretty detrimental if the guy has the ability to pull the trigger with like ace 9, ace of hearts.
This is a pretty big spot for Daniel here. Oh, huge raise.
What do I know? He's just going for it.
You don't know anything, Berkey. This is Daniel fucking Negreanu. Wow.
Pot construction wise, this raise is a little bit awkward.
Well, I think it's kind of cool because like he can still fold if he's bluffing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of cool from the bluffing side. It's kind of weird from the value side because you're going to be stronger than just quads and stronger than just houses.
Stronger than quads?
Or sorry, not stronger. Weaker. You're going to be wider. My apologies. You're going to be wider than just like quads and houses. I would assume.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe at this size we don't have any nut flushes.
Hard to say. I mean, yeah, maybe not when you face the big bet from Doug.
Right.
I don't know, man. What do they got? Takes it down, 100,000.
Never know.
Wow, this guy's a boss, man. 2 bosses clashing heads.
What do you think Daniel's best bluffing candidates are on that particular spot or in that particular? It was what, King 9, Deuce 9, X
as a bluff. Ace deuce with a heart. Ace
Yeah,
deuce
that's what I was thinking too. But like, I don't think that hand makes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess he can't really play it any other way.
Yeah.
Check
kind of check call twice, land on the river, face the big bet, and then just go for it.
He's definitely check raising that hand some of the time though on the flop. King nine deuce, two hearts.
Yeah. I can see that too. Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. I mean, that's kind of like a ESPN top 10 hand. Yo, ESPN top 10 used to be the shit. Like, I used to watch that like right before school. Like, you would turn it on and then like watch it and then wait until top 10 and then like rush to school, like rush. And then I would like talk mad shit to my friends, like, yo, Kobe's way better than T-Mac. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Like Kobe's the shit. Yo, when Kobe scored 81, it was over. No one in my school said anything anymore. It was just like, all right, bro, that's it. It's over. Anyway, big pot
here. Doug is going to river the best hand. Maurizio said he would have liked to see ace queen with the ace of hearts where Daniel was bluffing there. I think that we want to block full houses though.
Yeah, I think you want to block a full house. Also, it was a single raise pot, so ace queen is a high frequency 3-bet, so hard for him to have that hand too often. You know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close there. Ace
yeah,
queen.
I mean, ideally you kind of. So it's funny. Some of your best calls, I guess, as bluff catchers, would also kind of like be on the fringes. Some of your best bluffs, like if he could ever have ace king with the ace of hearts, that's a pretty nice hand.
Yeah.
King deuce would be kind of a nice hand there. Just have to go for it. Start finding some bluffs.
King deuce also works too. Big pot brewing on table 1. These pots get big fast.
It's 200, 400, man.
Yeah. I've never played that big before. This is where you like, I throw you the layup for you to flex. Be like, yeah, I've done it a couple times. Like
it is weird watching it online versus playing it live, because like live, we've each put in a flag and a 1K, and like in a lot of instances, that's just pre-flop.
Wow, must be nice. Wow.
Well,
one for the delayed flex. That's just pre-flop. Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying, you play in a game with Rick Solomon, it's like, yeah, that's the sleeper straddle.
Wow. The delayed flex. Jesus Christ. I didn't know I was throwing a full court pass.
Oh man.
Straight full court pass for that one.
I was talking to Landon yesterday. He has this thing. He's very good at pickleball. He's picking up the game very quickly, but he's like insistent upon hitting the ball between his legs like once or twice a game. It's just like the most disrespectful, stupid thing on earth. Like it's a low percentage shot. It doesn't really accomplish anything. And I told him I was like nobody wants to play on your team because when you hit the ball between your legs, it's like playing pickup basketball with a guy who every time you pass it to him, he shoots from half court.
Yeah.
And he goes, what if he's wet from half court?
I mean, I guess that's fair. Oh, these young kids.
So brash. What up, Ed? How are you doing, my man? Thanks for joining us.
Pot-sized bet from Doug Polk on the right. Takes it down.
I think we see that a lot with the Queen of Spades, particularly on that texture. Single his pot, it's really going to smash his raising range on the button.
So are the players like pretty neck and neck right now, I think, right?
Yeah, we have Doug as sub 10K profit. It's probably pretty close to zero. Maybe not though. He has 100K still on the left.
Yeah, we'll get an update soon. Matt asks, Christian, how are the games in Vegas? I'm currently in the Trenton, New Jersey Public Library, so I do not know, but they've been very good this whole time. They've been, from what I hear, things are great. Things are flourishing. Bitcoin is up to $8,500.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. When Bitcoin is up, games are good, and particularly in Vegas.
$12,500 on the left table. This one bet. Now we're landing on a river 6. Daniel goes for the 75%. Five, 7 of spades gets there. Top set for Daniel Negreanu, 30,000 going his way. Kind of a tough spot there for Doug Polk there, unfortunately.
What's up, Mike Bauer? How you been, my man? Haven't seen you for a while. Hope all is good.
Rupak says, sick overlay. Rupak is currently destroying all the games I used to play around town.
Oh shit! What up, Pish?
He's the new end boss. He
the underground New Jersey end boss.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like, I've moved out and he's moved in.
I thought that was gonna be Oscar.
I tried. I tried. Shout out to my man Oscar. Movie coming soon.
Have you watched the final cut yet?
I have not. I have not watched it. I want to watch it with Oscar, and we haven't had a chance yet.
It's really good. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. The ending is.
Tell the people what happened. What's going on?
So I guess, man, it's been 2.5 years now. We came up with this idea of we wanted to follow another win for DNegs there. We wanted to follow a up and coming grinder. I don't even know if up and coming is the right word, right? Like, he's your age. He's been grinding forever.
Maybe he's been playing. He's older than me. He's almost your age, actually.
Yeah, maybe it's more of like a grinder who fell from grace, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, so to tell the people, like, Oscar's like one of my best friends, and when I started playing Underground New Jersey, he was playing Underground New Jersey before me, and he was just like kind of crushing, and he felt like, like he wasn't really studying or whatever, and he just like kept playing these games, and like then he started struggling a little bit. Then he met Berkey, and Berkey was like, "Man, we should do a movie on you."
Well, what it was, I was sitting in on him playing an online session, and he either threw or attempted to throw his laptop 6 or 7 times, and he was playing like one table of 25 cent, 50 cent, and I'm like, this guy represents a big part of the poker community. Like, there are just a lot of people who are just caught in that struggle that can't really break through and get to the other side, and I think like he represents a lot more of the community overall than a guy like Fedor would.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Big pot on the left. And he takes it down. Yeah, so then like we kind of followed him around, and like I don't want to give away any of the kind of plot, but we try to help him out, and you guys will see kind of what happened. I personally think that it was like a pretty good general end result, and we'll see.
Matt Van Dam says, are you guys going to resume your in-person academy anytime soon? It's really difficult to say with COVID. It's tough to predict. Cases are on the rise. To even do anything business related out here right now would just be a nightmare. So definitely not in the near term. I do have plans to run homeschool again early 2021. I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll do it simultaneously, where we have maybe like the general homeschool course that we did the first time around, and then maybe something like more specific, like something a little bit more advanced, where we get a little deeper into solver work, kind of demonstrate like sizings and things of that nature.
Oscar's in Bitcoin now.
No way.
Yeah, he's trying to get into the mix.
All right, so we see a 3-bet here. Check flop. Check 3/4 pot turn.
Pretty good card, although this was 3-bet from Daniel.
Yeah.
And then check flop. So generally going to be a Better card for Daniel there. Nice hand by Daniel there. Kind of do like this line. Daniel's
With the king of
tricky.
spades.
Yeah. Daniel's tricky, man. It's tricky. I think River kind of killed Daniel's action there. There was, if different rivers come, he might get another bet out of Doug there.
Yeah. Eugene actually made a great point. I find myself doing the same thing. When two-tabling, I often pay attention to the left table more than the right. And even in doing this commentary, I'm paying much granted, all the big pots have been on the left, so maybe subconsciously I'm just drawn that way. But I definitely find myself like table one focus, main table type of mindset.
Is this why they put you on the left side of the screen? Because like you're like the bigger star, and like people pay attention to you, so you're on the left side of the screen, and I'm on the right side of the screen.
You're gonna be running this stream all by yourself next week.
I'm just trying to figure out, this neuroscience that you guys are fucking spitting out, and like why things happen the way they are,
With some special guests.
We'll see. I might bring in some mamacitas. I don't know what's gonna happen.
They're real spicy.
Are you guys involved in the crypto space? I'm not involved. I'm just trying to win.
The part owner.
Yeah, I'm just trying to win. I'm not involved. I don't know shit about shit, to be honest with you. Like, I just know to hold. Like, hold, give some to my friends.
I read an article today about how by 2030, this financial projection company was projecting the Bitcoin would be worth $425,000 or something of that nature, and I almost just like snap bought more. Like there's just nothing behind it. Yeah. I'm just like, well, if I buy now, I mean, that's a 20x multiple. I'm doing fine.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, you never know, man. There might be. Never know what's gonna happen. Big size from Daniel. It's kind of one of the first times we see it on the flop. He chose the 75% to our jack of spades. Likely to see some bigger sizing on this turn as well. Does choose the check back, turn river 10 of diamonds. Kind of like a neutral card for both parties, although I expect Doug to perform better here slightly.
Yeah, I like the block bet here. I'm a little surprised to see Daniel check back the jack.
I mean, he could have an 8, like,
He just knew. Oh, he just knew.
Yeah, he just knew. The guy just knows, man. It's like Daniel. Remember, he used to be like, "Oh, you have aces," and he was right. He would just tell people what they had. He always called, but he'd tell people what they had. That was pretty wild, man. Like, honestly, Daniel. Okay, like, you can say whatever you want, but Daniel was like super clairvoyant over people at the time that he was like WSOP Player of the Year or whatever. Like, he was like clairvoyant in a way that it was kind of spooky. Like, and I mean, he was just ahead of his time, I guess, at the time,
I think like it was partially just due to the fact that people played so face up.
That's what I'm saying. He was ahead of his time in a way. Like,
yeah. No, that's definitely very true. For a lot of us, that's how we made a living live for the longest time. It was just being able to get away from big hands and absolutely punish with our nothing because we had a good idea what people were.
Yeah, just like if you get 3-bet and you have sixes, you just peel because you're just getting it all with the sixes. Like the six on the flop. Wow. So Doug goes for value against value cut in that spot. I feel like that's got to be a little annoying. Like, it just, like, that is one of the more tilting things in poker, right? It's like you bet the river and you're just like relatively confident you're good. And then it's worse in live games because, like, at least here Daniel just snap calls. But in some live games, the guy's like, oh, man. And you're just like, yeah, got him. And then he calls it and you show your hand and he's like, oh, that's no good. And he just like tables like top. And you're just like, what the hell just happened? Like, he's like, oh, I thought you had a better hand than that. That happens to me a lot, actually.
It's also like just so much worse whenever the hand that you're getting cut by is one that like it's questionable as to how they got there. You're just like, come on, man.
Yeah, like why did you check raise?
How do you have that hand.
You didn't check raise. You didn't 3-bet. Like, you have ace jack suited.
So it looks like Daniel's sitting out. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, but you're the host, so.
I'm not, man. This again, I'm priming you. This is your
show.
No,
man. You're on the left side of the screen.
So you're saying you want the left on Monday whenever you come back?
No, I'm not saying I want the left. I'm just saying you're the left.
I won't be here, so I mean.
So I only get the left when you're not here. Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
You said you didn't want the
left. Know what? We're going to Texas, right? I realized this today. We're going to Texas, and on the promo, you're also on the left side of the screen. I'm gonna start keeping track of this little shit. Let me go on our website.
Oh man, it's crazy. That stuff never crossed my mind.
Well, it didn't cross my mind until you guys. It's like you don't know she's cheating until you caught her.
Right?
Isn't that how it works? It never crossed your mind until it crossed your mind.
Sure. Shout out Steven Galvin. Appreciate you stopping by, my man. What are your predictions for this match? And no, we have not invested in Pokemon cards.
I heard cards is the new thing.
Baseball cards have blown up. Berto's been trying to get me to buy some precious ones, so to speak.
Baseball cards. I heard digital art is the new wave too. Yeah, I mean I don't know, man. I think we might see a different investment kind of wave. People don't the new wave just really doesn't like the old school stuff like gold and shit. People aren't buying gold anymore. At least younger people are not into gold anymore.
Gold's also hard to get. Where do you store it? It's fucking heavy.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of silver way back in 2012, and I just I have 5K worth, and it's 20 fucking pounds of silver.
Damn.
What am I supposed to do with it? I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it's insane.
Daniel is back. So he takes a quick water break every hour. So this was hour right on the dot. Some people on other streams were saying he eats a banana, but that was proven to be false. Daniel says that it's not a banana, he's just water.
So they each have setups to kind of demonstrate that they're not doing anything uncouth. Who gets to review these streams?
I'm not sure, but there was rumors of someone can go to the other person's house and see, but I don't think that happened. But yeah, I think that's what's going on. Or maybe there's a webcam that
no, they have a 360 webcam set up.
Okay. So yeah, I'm assuming that someone
I'm
just
saying,
skips through.
Yeah, when it's all said and done, two things I would love to see released is the data from this match and all of that webcam footage. I just want to see the absolute rage that takes place in some of these spots.
That would be kind of funny, actually. It would make for a good, honestly, it would make for a pretty good documentary, this whole thing.
I agree. Yeah. I'd like to see something modern take place similar to what happened with the Corporation versus Andy Bill. I don't know that we'll see anything like that, but now with technology being what it is, we could get we wouldn't have a book, is my point.
It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that COVID happened because we can't even Doug said this, he's not gonna let an entire fucking camera crew into his house during COVID, but if it was a different time, it could have happened.
Rumor is there's a movie being made about the Professor, the Banker, and the Suicide King.
Wow, I would love to just
hopefully they actually cast the pros that were a part of it. I don't know if it's a documentary or if it's
just Ted Forrest sitting down and trying to break it up. So you know how it went, right? Ted Forrest, they were playing heads up, and then Ted Forrest just sits because he wasn't allowed he wasn't in the mix, right?
Yeah.
He just sat, and they couldn't kick him out because it was an open game, right? And then he wins, and they were like, "Fuck, we're gonna have to let Ted Forrest in the Corporation because he's just gonna keep sitting."
Right.
And so they let him in. So I want to see Ted Forrest in the mix. Like, just like there's a scene where he just like walks into Bobby's room with like whatever.
How crazy is that he just like had the money to just walk in and sit 100K, 200K?
I don't know, man. I just wish I was around because like that was wild. Like, that's so sick. Like, I mean, he probably had his own group, right? Like his own like mafiosos from wherever he's from. Like,
I guess.
He always struck me as like an interesting guy. I've seen him at parks sometimes. Just
yeah, I don't think he's doing so great financially these days.
Should have invested in gold.
Big thing, at least. Let's see. Let me address some of these things. So Nick M asked if we ever do meetup games. We're doing a week of them in Palm Social in Texas, Austin, the 12th through the 6th. Odyssey already beat me to it in the chat. You can swing by. It'll be a great time for sure. Ryan Braun, not that Ryan Braun, asks, how long will Solve for Why TV stay at $9.99? Difficult to say. Again, we're kind of like timing that with COVID. It's just really difficult for us to expand our training the way that we had in the past without access to the full production crew, without being able to reproduce Poker Out Louds and things of that nature. And right now, COVID's just kind of hamstringing a lot of that. So I wouldn't feel right charging full price whenever we didn't have our full display of product. So I guess in the meantime, just enjoy the discount.
This is my hotel key from Borgata.
Are you going back to Borgata?
Nah, I just don't know why I brought the hotel key. You're supposed to give these back. Where's Chin from? I don't know. Like, ethnicity? States? My passport is blue as fuck.
Yeah, I think Todd Brunson did help save the corporation. Big check raise here from Daniel.
Not that big, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, so his range is like relatively complete here. He's not repping only like houses. He can have a queen, as we see.
I was thinking he could even be as thin as like ace 10.
Yeah, possibly, for sure.
Tejas says, if I make it skill-wise and come to Vegas with a 100K bankroll, can I hang with the Soft Y crew? Don't really know anyone. We're out there, man.
We prefer you come with 100K and not make it skill-wise. Then you can absolutely hang with us. That's all I'm saying, right? Like, what?
I don't know. I'm just saying, man. You can find me on the pickleball courts. You can find me at the casino.
What's he gonna do with 100K at the pickleball court? Just play you like 10K a game?
That's not what he's saying. He's just saying like if he has the chops to make it out here because he's rolled.
Oh, so then what's the skill wise about?
I don't know. I guess he wants to contribute, like strategically.
Oh, sure. I don't know.
You know
too many people are good nowadays. That's all I'm saying. Chin trying to fleece the kids out of 100K. I mean, not really. Like, I'll take 25, and the rest you can figure it out. I don't know, man. I'm trying to win.
When did you start playing poker? The people want to know.
Me? I was 11 years ago. 12 years ago. I was 12 years ago. Yeah. I was like sneaking into Caesars Atlantic City at like 19. Not even with a fake ID, just like straight up going in, like I thought I wasn't gonna get arrested and shit. Like,
oh, so like you just never won?
No, I won. They just didn't care, man. This place was like run down. Like,
how'd you cash out?
I just went up to the cage. No, I just went up to the cash out. Like, they're not asking for ID at 1-2. Like, you're cashing out $600. Like, you're not. It's not like you're going to the cage and you're like, oh, can I get a flag? Like.
They're sneaky dust about it in Vegas. They don't have like the floor people or the dealers ID you. They have the cocktail waitresses do it.
Kind of smart. Smart.
Catch you off guard.
Yeah, honestly, like, so I would go and it was like Wait, does the statute of limitations still apply? Like, anyway.
So
I was going like 19 and 20 years old, like going in, but I would never get a room. I would just like play and then just like cash out and leave. Like I would never get a room or whatever. Because like obviously I was underage. And then yeah, I mean that just happened. Like also like Bally's. Bro, I was crushing the 1-1 game at Bally's.
Sure.
Like and yeah, I mean.
All right, so we see a 3-bet here by Daniel and 3/4 pot on 7-4 deuce. Makes a lot of sense. This board is very advantageous to him. He holds the overpair advantage. Doug is going to miss on this texture a lot. His logical drawing hands are going to be 5-6, ace-3. He'll have some pairs.
9 of spades is good for Daniel. Like this doesn't complete anything. He could bet big again, threatening stacks here. There it is, another B75.
It's interesting he doesn't do much turn overbetting. We've seen the trend. To be fair, he's doing a lot of 75%ing on flop, whereas trends dictate more like 30 than overbet.
Tough river. Although like not that much changed. Like 7-6 of spades filled, 7-6 pure filled. Like but what else really?
I was gonna say I think you check because I think Daniel's gonna have like a lot of, or sorry, Doug is gonna have like a fair amount of 5-6, 6-8 type of holdings. I think having an 8 is pretty important. Blocking 8-10. The shove doesn't surprise me. We're gonna see a lot of slow played sets here. We're gonna see some 2 pairs. I think Daniel was just calling with all over pairs.
All right, he didn't have it. That was a huge pot though. Like if he called, that was a massive one. Like yeah, pretty sick spot.
I wonder. Actually, I don't wonder. I imagine Daniel had spades there at a reasonable.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable. You could also just have like the Jack 10 or whatever, you know?
Yeah, that hand makes a lot of sense. Although that hand makes a lot of sense to just go off on river too.
Yeah. See a quarter pot on the left. No, actually the right. We missed the action on the right, but there's a big bet from Doug. Pot size bet from Doug.
He'll definitely have some Jack 9. Assuming this is a single raise pot.
Takes it down. A little momentum for the leader of the evil empire. Pot goes to Doug on the left table as well.
It looks as though he's up about 1 buy-in. I'm sure going to see the lead exchange hands a bunch. Jamin, I don't know what happened to our super chat. I've been trying to enable it forever, and YouTube is giving me a hard time.
Yeah, we need those donations though. I ain't no free hoe. Like we ain't out here like for free. People gotta buy something. Like buy a t-shirt. Buy a t-shirt. Like it's.
I'll see what I can do before we get out there Monday.
How much is a t-shirt?
Right now we are running a
No. The full price.
Full price? I'm not even sure.
There's so many sales we have. Like there's so many sales and like we don't even know the full price of the damn thing.
That's true. But yeah, we're doing a Black Friday sale that starts on Thursday. But for those of you in stream, you could see Nightbot just gave you a 25% discount, and we're offering free shipping to anybody who orders through the stream code, which you won't get through the Black Friday sale. So go nuts, enjoy yourself. The entire shop.
Doug Polk up 70,000 now. 70,000, almost 2 buy-ins. Pretty good session so far for Doug Polk. Cutting into the lead now. That means roughly Daniel is up 100,000 for the cumulative. Three bet from Daniel on table 1.
I'm not so sure Doug's actually up 70.
Yeah, now it changed to 80.
Well, that's just the difference right now between the stack depths. So Daniel on one table is plus 30 and plus 20 on the other, which is 50. Doug is up 65 and 40 for 105. But Daniel jumped out.
Your theory is that he's up less.
Yeah, Doug's not in for the minimum. Is my point.
Okay. I mean, that's a shame for Doug if he's up less. Free bet.
I don't think
free
it's
bet from Daniel. I hope it's not. Yeah, I hope it's just like, just less a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I want him to win a little bit. He's not a free hoe. Like, he's not out here for free. 3-bet 10-9-3. This is gonna go big for Daniel. B75 comes in. Doug's gonna have a lot of natural floats here. The King Jack, Queen Jack, King Queen, 8-7, 10x, 9x, 6-7 with a backdoor. King comes in. Pretty action card. Things are still relative. Yeah, they're relatively even by both players. Both players have Queen Jack. Both players have King Queen, King Jack, King 10.
I think we see a lot of check on this card. Could see like 7K out of Doug here. But that does open him up to getting ripped on. There's the 7K bet.
7K. Do you think even Ace King just check calls here?
Yeah, for sure. I think Daniel's ripping like straights and then hands like maybe Ace Jack of diamonds, Ace Queen of diamonds, hands that block Queen Jack.
Kind of a polarizing card on the river, right? Like we see a check. Like Doug is not really going to bet too many King X's here with backdoors filling in. So if a bet comes in here, it's going to be pretty polarizing. Repping.
I think he's going to shove only. Yeah. This will only be a shove or a check down.
Does Doug? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Goes for the 3/4 pot, or 2/3 pot, rather.
I'm kind of surprised by this.
Probably thinks a fair amount of his bluff have filled. Takes it down.
No, that part's definitely true. I just think that like Daniel's bluff catchers are pretty inelastic. Like, maybe he thinks that like Ace Jack folds to a shove, but may call 24.
Big pot for Doug Polk. Everything going his way this match.
It's a pretty interesting card for him to find a river bet on as well.
3-bet from Daniel. I mean, this table just has more action than the other table. Like, I've been trying to follow. Oh, excuse me. 4-bet from Daniel. All right. If Doug 5 bets all in. Okay, never mind.
Big pot there for Daniel on the other side.
If Doug wins this pot, I'm gonna go get some water and cool off. Not that like I care or anything. Like, it's fine. I'm just like an unbiased bystander, just doing this show for the community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Small bet from Daniel. Call from Doug. Everything is fine, guys. Relatively good card for Daniel. I expect the defender to have more flushes, right? He's going to be defending lead. This is some new line.
Doug's the defender. Daniel 4-bet.
Oh, excuse me. So this is a better card for Doug.
Mm-hmm. Mostly you're going to just see calls out of Daniel, I think. Creating a very awkward river SPR.
Better card for Daniel. He's going to have kings. He's going to have tens. He's going to have aces that counterfeit 10-9 and king 10.
I still think Doug just kind of goes for it with his value range. Doesn't need to be bluffing all that often because he's only betting 3/4 pot, or less, actually.
All in, tens full, beats Jack.
Wow, very unlucky for Daniel. That hand plays itself. Nothing could have been done differently.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm fucking leaving.
Christian's going to take a walk. I've lost my co-host. He can't breathe. Tejas says, Berkey, do you still see Aussie Matt around the games at Vegas? Can we arrange him to swing by the podcast? From what I've seeing the dude as a degen to the core would make great stories. He hasn't been to Vegas in probably 2 years. Not sure where he's floating around. He's probably playing on an app somewhere. But yeah, he would be awesome to see in one of these battles for sure. Doug now out to a commanding lead. Definitely winning over 100. Could be close to that 140 number that we're looking at, which if he holds on to will narrow the gap that Daniel came into the lead with after yesterday's session. So we're playing pretty even here. About 15% of the way through the match after today. They will be at just about 4,000 hands. Should be good for, a little over 15%. Shockingly, not much going on right now. It's very strange how there could be all action on one side and it kind of goes dead on the other. We did see Doug kind of shine at the 200 big blind stack depth. He largely got the best of Daniel in those situations. I don't know how much of that was card distribution versus him maybe playing spots slightly better, but it is worth noting.
I maybe got water, maybe got something else. I don't know. Whatever. Let's have some. I'm not raging. I'm the
one who bet. Oh, you got money on Daniel too.
I got money on Daniel, man. I bet when Daniel was down 200.
Yeah, you got a stupid price.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. My man Doug Polk is up 140,000 right now. We might see this end, right? Like if they've been playing overtime a fair amount, right? So if this continues, I expect Daniel to quit at 7:30. 7:30 Eastern time. So in the next 40 minutes.
Mm. So basically what you're saying is they agreed to 2 hours. Everything else thereafter is optional.
Right. So if this trend continues, I think Daniel quits at the exact time that the 2 hours hits.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
So 3-bet from Daniel on table 2, ace king 3. We're probably going to see a mixed strategy here, big bet and small bet. Check is new.
Could just have the board crippled, aces.
Yeah, could also just have like
ace queen of diamonds.
Yeah, or he just has like king jack that's just like checking, something like that.
Yeah, some king X for sure. I imagine this card has to get bet fairly high frequency. I think now we should see that 75%. Wow, really? Okay, so maybe he just has like under pairs, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s.
We will see what happens. 3-bet also on table 1, takes it down. Check on the turn. Table 2, river 7. Maybe he checks, so we see like some block bets with some king X's here as well. Sixes, you were right, Matt Berkey.
They're good.
Maybe it's just bad luck. Like, I go on stream, there's like a butterfly effect in the world. Doug Polk starts winning. Like, I don't know.
So you not streaming was what was allowing Doug to lose previously, is what you're saying?
Yeah, there's a butterfly effect. Like, Doug's like, oh, fuck Chin. Like, if he goes on stream, I'm just going to play my fucking bet, so he has to commentate it. For real. That's how it is. So that's how the world works. You never know what's in this guy's brain.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, if Doug was doing commentary on my fucking stream, I'll be playing really fucking good, too. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. Not that I want him to feel bad. I just think he's, like, a really good commentator and very good at analysis, so I want him to like commentate on my stuff.
Mm-hmm. I hear you, man.
I just don't want like a fucking poker hands to be made out of me, okay? Like that's all. Like I've seen how he treats you on those fucking poker hands.
I was gonna say you can peruse through plenty of mine.
Why are you? You're like the most talked about fucking poker player in the planet, honestly.
I don't think it's true.
Yeah, it's like literally like Phil Ivey, fucking Doug Polk, Matt Berkey. Like, I think you're pretty famous, honestly.
Infamous, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Doug goes for 3/4 here on the river. Wins.
I don't know, man. I'm not having fun right now.
Missed all those sessions where Daniel was just printing.
Yeah, like, why couldn't we stream fucking 2 weeks ago? Like, oh man, 3. I mean, look, could be this thing could change in one hand, right? Like, boom, boom. Like, it's just like Daniel cuts into the lead for 40,000, and another hand, boom. That's it.
Yeah, if he stacks Doug on the right, like suddenly we're in a way different scenario.
4-bet from Doug Polk on table 1. Call. Good board for Doug Polk. King 7-5. We're probably going to see a small bet size. Check. Something like 5,000. This is probably going to get bet like almost pure, honestly. There it is, 42.80. 4,280 con 38 centavos.
Shout out to the Paulo, the DGen in the chat. Appreciate you, my man.
9 is kind of like whatever.
It opens up a lot of draws. I imagine Doug's just all in here at a really high frequency. A lot of his 4-bet range is now equitable. Hands like ace queen, ace jack maybe checking back, non-diamond variety. Ace 10.
Small bet.
It's kind of interesting. 1/3 pot, but if he gets jammed on, it's 14K to win 65,000.
Does get jammed on.
Wow, he just has to have bubbles.
That was weird.
He's getting like 5-1 there, so he has to have a hand that's sub 20%. It has to just be stone bubbles. I mean, I guess like ace 10, ace jack, probably sub 20%.
That play was above my pay grade. I'm not going to commentate on what he was doing there. I'm not sure. I just don't really have that one in my game.
I get it. You don't want to check back on that texture. It's too favorable for you, but you also don't want to just be all in with the dust bunnies.
Yeah.
Versus like a king that's never folding. He went for it.
River. Doug goes for the river block bet. 3rd pot. Gets called as jacks. Loses to king jack. Little momentum shifting now towards Daniel Negreanu. Is there an efficient way to calculate variance out of the game? No. You can't do it.
Good answer.
You just can't do it.
Just cannot do it.
Can't be scared.
It's baked in. I think that a lot of people try to build strategy around playing a quote-unquote lower variance style, which just like isn't really a thing. All they're saying is that they'll forego EV in order to forego risk.
Yeah, they scared.
Yeah, so largely it just means that you will win less in order to risk less.
3-bet from Daniel. Table 1, our favorite table. Takes it down. Small bet from Doug on the flop on table 2 after raising pre-flop. Turn 8 of hearts, bringing backdoor flush draw. See what kind of... I expect a fair amount of bets here from Doug. Daniel will have a fair amount of floats on the flop. He's going to take it down. Mauricio asks, after 25,000 hands, odds that someone is up more than 250,000, question mark? I believe that is a favorite for someone to be up more than that amount, for sure. Especially, I think, currently the favorite would be Doug to be up more than that. Currently. Variance is the stripper chin picked up at the Borgaccia. The new school guys are calling it Borgaccia, and I fucking hate it. Like, Borgaccia, like, nah. It's either Borgata or Borg. It's not Borgaccia. That's just whack. And also, like, I don't want to talk about the strippers I picked up at Borgata. Like,
take him to the B bar.
Oh, you've been there, huh? You know about the strippers at the B bar. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know about Melanie. There is a lot of tables currently at Borgata. There's a lot of action at Borgata. Currently have 30 tables running. It is a pretty insane time to be playing poker on the East Coast. Borgata's popping. MGM National Harbor is popping in Washington, D.C. It's if you're playing poker and you're not scared of COVID, this is the time to play. Ace for Doug Polk on table 1. Wins an 8K pot. Table 2, Daniel takes one down. Back and forth, back and forth.
Winner.
Mauricio says, tell Crystal I said hello. I will tell her. I haven't seen her in a long time, though. I think she struggling with the COVID quarantine. Three-bet pot on the right table, Queen 8-3. Daniel out of position, the Queen high board. Probably going to go, he actually goes with the big size and takes it down. He's been going with the small size a lot. He goes with the big size that time. 15K pot on the left table now.
I looked at that for a second and I read it as $15.67. I was like, what are these guys doing, man?
Big bet. Big bet from the Evil Empire leader, 13,800. So this was 3-bet. Now another bet and a call. 1-to-1 SPR on the river. All draws pretty much bricked out.
Daniel will have some 4-6. He'll have some Ace-4. He will have some 10-9 for 2 pair. Some sets. And then alongside that, he's going to have some auto folds with 5x of spades, 2x of spades, 6-7.
Doug Polk goes for the throat. All the chips.
Daniel may have rivered a 9 here.
Sometimes that's true. But his 9's going to be attached to spades.
Yes. Yeah, that part is very true. It does make it a little awkward.
Takes it down. Almost 200,000 for Doug Polk. Nice session for Doug Polk so far. I don't know if I could do this every day, man. If he goes on a fucking run, I'm not gonna fucking stream every day. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna do it. Not that I don't want, him to win or anything, but I just I don't know if I could do it.
Right.
I just can't.
You better buckle up, buddy.
I'm just telling the truth. I can't watch this guy win a fucking $1 million while I just commentate it. I can't do it. I'm just gonna shut it down. I'll stream something else. So fucking pickleball tournament, maybe the NBA, maybe the NBA comes back and shit like that. I'll fucking stream some fucking Bitcoin going up and going down. I'll talk about whatever, but I ain't fucking streaming Doug Polk winning $1 million on my watch. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Got a big Thanksgiving pickleball tournament on Black Friday.
Yeah, I'll stream whatever. I'll stream Thanksgiving.
Get the vlogging crew out there.
I'll stream my fucking Thanksgiving dinner before I stream this guy fucking winning $2 million on my watch. I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
Jackass, do you think these guys are using randomizers?
Yes.
Yeah. I imagine that may be taking place a little bit less for Daniel, but I'm not sure.
Three bet from Daniel Negreanu, table 1. 4 bet from Doug Polk. If Doug Polk wins this one, I'm getting up, bro. No, not like that. That's fine. That's small.
Sure.
But I'm not. Hold on, bro. Get some wine.
Yeah, let's just get you drunk. What the hell, you know? He forgets the fact that Daniel's doing well on the other table. You know, he kind of cut the lead a little bit. Maybe not really. Doug's up piles on the left side. But still, you know, this is heads up, no limit hold'em. This is what we deal with. Shabazz says, what's a randomizer? It's a 0 to 100 random number generator. He will use it as a means to decide if they want to take a play or not, based on the frequencies at which they should be doing it.
All right. I brought a bottle just in case this guy keeps winning.
Yeah, we are going to have to get Soto a better mic. I'm just going to ship his ass a Yeti or something. Is he using the free Wi-Fi at the library? Of course. We don't pay for shit.
Yeah, like, it's only $9.99 a month. You guys think I could just like get like fucking Verizon Wi-Fi and a new Yeti? Like, you guys need to fucking relax. Over here giving discounts every fucking day for you guys to get merch and $9.99 a month. You guys want it? Killing me, guys. You guys are killing me. Soto, who do you think Christian's going for? I'm clearly am an unbiased bystander. Overbet on the left from Doug Polk. Takes it down. I mean, look, nobody came here for me to be like not biased. Like obviously everybody knows, like if you go on the Upswing channel, I'm sure that they are also like being super not biased as well. And they're just like having straight up commentary on like both sides, and they don't have any incentive to like root on Doug Polk at all. It's just what it is.
Oh, here's the thing. We're not exactly heads up, no limit hold'em experts. We know what we're doing. We can comment on sizings and what we believe the frequencies to be, but it's neither of our best discipline. So, you know, we have to lean a little bit into what intrigues us with this match. And I think for both of us, it's the pain.
Yes. Overbet from Daniel. Shabazz asks, what's the beef with Doug, Chris? Well,
You don't call me Chris.
Yeah, like,
You don't know me like that, man.
yeah, like, he gets called. River 20,000 after a polarizing bet on the turn. Queen Jack does fill, which was double gut shot on the turn. Believe
value-wise, no.
Really curious what Daniel
What
gave
did he
up.
not go with it?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like, what did he not go with there?
Or spades, I guess. 6-7 of spades. But you're bottom, man. Like, fire it. Doug
JC says Chris wanted to play Doug heads up at 1020, and Doug laughed at his face. I didn't even want to play Doug at heads up 1020. I said I would cross book my man Kevin Rabichow at 510 or 1020, and I offered Doug to play 50-100 live, not heads up. And yeah, he laughed in my face because he didn't want to play live, and he didn't want to play, 7-handed or whatever. What do you want me to do, man? I can't play 200, 400, and I'm not gonna fucking sign up to a heads up match. I don't know what you want me to do. I gave it my best. I said 50-100 live. That's my game. We can meet in the middle, And he didn't want it. He laughed in my face, man. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, man? I can't do it. Bitcoin's not that big right now. Like, it's 18K, but it's not 100K. If it was 100K, and I was like, okay, maybe I could like splash a little with the kid, but like
100K.
What do you want me to do, man? Like
100K sounds nice.
$100K does sound nice, actually. So the small check raise comes out on table 1. We've seen this throughout all matches, all 9 matches. Doug has been using like the very small check raise on these paired boards. This is significantly better card for Daniel on the turn, but Doug continues for the small size. He will have some ace-x as well here after using the small size. Big pot on the right table. We missed the action here, unfortunately.
See, that's what happened. You just gravitate to the left. I didn't even see this pot brewing. I'm watching some little tiny $400 check raise.
Yeah. All in, all draws bricked. Takes it down.
I feel like outside of some very nutted hands in those spots, Daniel has not been finding many calls. And I just wonder how many bluff catchers he's folded that may have qualified. It seems tough to just always arrive at the river there with a fold.
The fact that you can't play 200, 400 means you're outclassed.
Chill out.
Wait. Let me finish, man. The fact that you can't play 200, 400 means you're outclassed. Y-O-U-R. And the conversation shouldn't have even been had. All right, well. I mean, I can't play 200, 400, so that means he's, like, obviously, like, yeah, I mean, I've never said I was better than Doug Polk at poker. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to say. Like, I was just trying to splash around at 50, 100. I'm sorry. Like, I leave me alone. Let me be. You know, 50, 100 is not big enough. Like, fuck. I don't know, man. What do these guys want, man?
People want blood, man. People want blood. They're here to see.
You know how big 50, 100 is? Like, it's big. Like, when I was playing 1-2 at Caesars at 19, sneaking in, like, my dream was to play 1025 or Regatta. Now I'm like saying, like, hey, Doug Polk, you know, you fucking super killer, like, evil empire guy, like, why don't you play 50, 100 with me live at the Win? And he's like, too small. I'm like, fuck, like, crush my dreams. Like, this, I'm playing above my dreams. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to do, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm with Frusel. Drink the wine. That's what they want you to do.
Nah, I can't drink the wine. I might just fucking throw a fit. I can't drink the wine.
Is 25K hands a big enough sample size to determine who the better player is? I would say yes, for sure.
Look, I mean, the truth is, Doug is the better. I don't think people, like, consensus is that Doug is the better player. Like, that's not. I don't think that's right now debatable. Maybe. I just think that Daniel's saying, like, I can hang, and sometimes I'm gonna beat you, and he's getting 10-1 in some spots. You know, like, that he bet. So
big turn raise here by Daniel on the right. Doug led for about third pot. Daniel finds pot size raise, give or take.
Takes it down. Chris, I
just feel like Daniel's river aggression is, like, drastically lacking right now. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, we don't get to see the cards, so, like, I can't really say for certain. But it seems like he's missing some bluff opportunities. Doug showing down that queen 5 for a win, and right there that 8-6.
Can we cut to the other table? There's a 4-bet pot. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. So this is 4-bet pot, king, jack, jack.
Pretty much a flip. I would say they both have equal amounts jacks. Jack X.
Okay. I think the defender of the 4-bet probably has more.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose Daniel's probably 3-betting queen jack, ace jack at a greater frequency than Doug is ever 4-betting them. Doug obviously has more king X and pocket kings.
Oh man, just please.
I mean, I think we see a rip here a lot from range, right? Like, he's probably checking back pocket pairs like queens, 10s, 9s. But I think ace, queen, ace, 10 probably just go.
Check.
I guess he checked back some king X as well.
Well, interesting card. Both players have a fair amount of ace 10. I think both players have a fair amount of queens as well, honestly.
Yeah, Daniel can have 10-9 suited. Actually, Doug could as well, I think. And he'll have all the combos where Daniel would only have spades and clubs. Maybe only spades. Doug probably checks back ace, queen, king, queen here. Rips with a lot of the rest of his range. I think at this point he's probably turning small pairs into bluffs also.
Could be true. Another big pot. Very likely another 4-bet pot. This very likely another 4-bet pot. Ace 10-5, small bet from Doug.
Yeah, without actually seeing the showdowns, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that in these bloated pots that are 3 and 4-bet, Daniel's either arriving at river with way too many hands, or he is just absolutely not aggressing enough with the hands that he is getting there with, because his fold to river bet frequency is like damn near 100 right now.
What?
You just got that look in your eyes, man. You just got that look in your eyes.
I mean, look, like a lot of people in the chat are like kind of like whatever, man. Like they're saying like, oh, you're tilting, or like your emotions are going off. Like it's at the end of the day, like this is a watch party. Like you guys ever watch your favorite basketball team and like it's the NBA finals and you guys like you're just watching there calmly like chilling, or you're like invested in the game. Like I don't understand. Like you guys want to have a boring ass stream, or you want me to have fun? Like I don't get it. Like what do you guys want? Like, are you guys having fun watching, or you guys are just like there's 5 other channels you guys can go watch, and like I don't get it. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, if you don't like, I don't understand. Like, do you guys want me invested and like want me to catch emotions and like be fun and like it's all have fun together, or you guys just want to like have me be boring as fuck and just be like, yeah, the 4 is a range card here that we should be rolling at a 25% frequency, and then just shut the fuck up. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like that. Would I ever accept the heads up challenge with Doug and or Daniel? Probably not. I have very little experience heads up, and I just don't know that it would be worth it for me to put in the time and effort to train. For Daniel, it's like if he loses $2 million, it's no skin off his back, so he doesn't really have to consider the value of whether or not this is worth pursuing. But for the rest of us plebs, it's pretty critical that when we invest a couple hundred hours into something, probably closer to 1,000 with study and everything else, that there's some sort of return on it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think people think I hate Doug because of like what he told me or whatever. Like I don't hate Doug. I don't really like the approach he takes with some of my friends, and that was all. But I think he does good things in poker.
So, best I can guess is this flop got down bet, and Daniel block bet the turn and got raised. I'm not really sure what that range looks like. 3-bet, small bet, small bet. Maybe we're looking at like some 10-9 on that texture. Seems like those hands would just want to start checking though.
This is a really good session for Doug, man. This is a complete, just like crush for him today. Like,
yeah, this is the first start to finish stream that I've watched with Daniel, and I don't know if he's just not playing his A game or if the cards are just like severely falling against him. But it's very concerning for me to see his river aggression frequency be so low in 3 and 4 bet pots. Whether he's the aggressor or the caller. It seems as though Doug is the only one who's ever all in those pots. And I could just be biased based on, it could just be observation bias where like I'm forgetting ones that Daniel won and things of that nature. But the only ones that come to mind that Daniel was able to get all in with was when he slow played the Queen Jack. Not slow played, but used Queen Jack as a bluff catcher, ran into Doug's full house. And then another one where he had top set of jacks, but like that wasn't even an all-in river pot. Another one was flush over flush, which was just pretty unfortunate. But in any event, it's ironic. Like the ones that I remember, Daniel actually lost, and they were just coolers against him. Mm-hmm. But that also concerns me that like he's playing for the cooler in those particular instances. Like somehow he's just always getting to the river with hands that are drawing pretty strongly, and they miss, and he gives up.
Yeah.
The queen five of spades was like very concerning to me. That was definitely a texture where if Daniel's landing at river with bottom, it seemed like a pretty layup spot to be all in after overbetting the turn. Like, I don't think we're overbetting turn with candidates where when that 10 river fills, we just don't have a rip when we're at bottom. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't fancy myself a heads up guru by any stretch.
Yeah. $20,000 pot.
So this is a 3-bet pot, right? Or was it 4-bet check?
This is probably 3-bet and then a bet on the flop.
3-bet bet, yeah. So like this turn check is just boggling to me. Like if we're checking a turn ace in Daniel's shoes after 3-betting and 3/4ing pot on the flop. Granted, I get it. He has kings, he has jacks, he has queens, whatever, and those hands are going to check at some frequency, and therefore he's going to check some ace X. But just with how passive he's been playing thus far, like I don't think he arrives at this river now with bluffs. And maybe that's the plan. Maybe his plan is to just underbluff Doug on rivers because he just clicked call at such a high frequency.
That could be true.
The problem with that strategy, though, is the inverse, right? If you plan to not bluff him on river, then that means you give him the opportunity to bluff you at a greater frequency. So you just like surrender pots like that.
Mm.
You have like king, queen high and just check there because you give up. You don't want to bluff him on river, and he just takes like 7 high and smashes.
3x pot river bet by Doug on table 1.
Brutal texture here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for Daniel to... This is a tough one.
Yeah, pot was small going into the river. Daniel's not going to have very much ace X. For those of you guys who are paying close attention to the coverage, shout out to my man Andre, who's working the switcher behind the scenes. He's the one giving us the highlight table by table. He's keeping up the graphics, the P&L, the profit loss margins. He's doing all that hard work. He set up this entire overlay, which is, in my opinion, the best of any of the streams. I don't think you're going to find anything this high quality anywhere else. But you know. Next time I'm in here, I will. I'll be a little bit more mindful, and I'll attempt to like do real-time clips if possible.
Real-time clips. Wow.
Yeah, it may be hard without a replayer, but I could just have the client up on the side.
So Doug's up 220,000. Great session so far for Doug. If this holds, he will take the overall lead in the cumulative of this match, which is a great event for Doug. 3-bet from Daniel on table 2. I'm going to be more professional, man. It seems like some people really in the chat like want me to just, you know, be
you, man.
Nah, man, look, I'm going to, you know, when Poker Go hires me for like, you know, doing the streams, like I come in and I have no emotion. I just like, it's just facts, you know? Now I'm just going to do just facts, you know? Like that's what it is. Like people want the facts.
People just want you to be spicy the way that you know how to be spicy. I feel like with
man, there's a lot of people here, you know, my man Matt Van Dam out there, like he really wants me to he just wants the facts, man. He doesn't want me to he doesn't want the bottle to open up. He doesn't want me to talk bad about Doug. Like he's watched every fucking poker video that there is, you know, like he really wants it, you know, like, you know, other people out there asking like, why don't my backers just like back me straight up 200, 400 versus Doug? And you know what?
You sensey today, man. You sensey.
I'm not. My man is down 200,000. What do you want me to do? Like you don't want. You want like I'm sensey. I'm not sensey. It's just
like 3 comments like drown out all the positive appreciation. Look at everybody who's bigging you up in the chat, man. Just do your thing. The thing is that like I feel like with this whole beef from day one, whatever the hell it was, you were just so raw emotion about it that like it didn't hit. You just didn't hit with like calculated shots. You said something the other day that I thought was really funny. I don't think it was directed at Doug, but it was directed at somebody. It was very funny. But yeah, man, just do your thing. Like, you're good at calling the action. You're good at being a spicy meatball, and I'm here to be the monotone voice of reason.
Did you really think I was gonna stop?
Nah, but like, I just don't want to hear you complain about it, basically.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But my man's down 200,000. Like, I'm not gonna be.
He's getting wrecked today.
Maybe it should be me and Cursetter like next stream. Just like two people that are like clearly rooting for the other side. Like,
yeah, she might have backed the truck up on the side bet here.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, it's a long match. Like, it's one of those things. It's a long match. That's the thing, right? Like, it's one of those things. I like this slogan. This is a new slogan. Come for Berkey, stay for Chen.
I like that. I'm down with that.
It's kind of funny. All right.
Maurizio says, Berkey, let's be honest. You would be thinking, let's print money off this guy who folds almost every river bet if you didn't know it was DNegs, yes. I don't think that's fair. We've only seen a couple hundred hands, and we've seen like maybe 6 or 7 river spots. And to be fair, I don't have the context of the previous 3,400 hands. So I don't think Daniel's playing nearly as bad as the results are indicating. But I am noticing a little bit of a pattern that surely Doug is intelligent enough to pick up on.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched every match so far, and it's hard to say, man. Like, I think that I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Like, obviously, Doug's playing very well today, and the 2 hands that we can go by, I think, indicate that potentially Daniel is under bluffing rivers. But that could also just be a byproduct of like he thinks that Doug calls too many rivers.
That's my concern, is that he's going to go down that rabbit hole. And I thought Doug did a really great job of just making it very clear when the chat pros jumped into his Twitter feed and were like, bro, it's simple. You just have to call less rivers and show up with more value, and you're just going to own this guy, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to call with the hands that I'm supposed to call with. And if Daniel's good enough to slow play hands in certain spots, he's just going to get fucking paid.
Yeah.
That is so much less dangerous than being confident in an exploit that comes back to bite you in the ass.
You know what's interesting to me is that I think both camps come like they each kind of adjust back and forth, right?
Yeah,
like
you have to.
Like both camps, like I assumed Daniel camp will, like, after this ends, will go and watch, and then they'll come in with a different approach,
Yeah.
Like they're each going to come like kind of ping pong back and forth, and I think we're seeing that a little bit in the results. Like, obviously there's a little bit of variance, but also we have to like kind of assume that some of the results are like adjustment, like kind of a thing,
So here we see a 4-bet pot by Daniel. Checked him on the flop. He bets 20%. Pretty common. We see a small check raise from Doug. Looks to be about 2.5x Daniel's size, which represents very little of the pot. So Daniel's getting 6-1 here on a call. Wow.
Takes down.
What hand can't call 6-1 in a 4-bet pot?
Shabazz, go ahead.
I just think that feels bad. I'm not saying that like it doesn't happen, but like that just feels bad.
Yeah, seems tough there. Shabazz has asked 27 times. I want to know, why don't you have backers to play against Doug? Do you truly believe that Chris would win heads up against Doug? I wouldn't win against Doug heads up. And I wouldn't ask people to back me heads up against Doug. I don't think I've ever said I would win against Doug heads up. I think he's a phenomenal heads up player. I just wanted to splash in some live 50-100 game. Like, let me live. Like, let the kid gamble. Like, I don't know.
I think people are mistaking, like they're conflating thinking somebody's a shit human versus thinking someone's a shit poker player. Like, you can have an opinion that somebody just sucks as a person, but still truly great at their craft. And I think that Doug fits that mold pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Doug is amazing heads up. Like, the guy's a beast. Like, I'm not taking that away from him. I don't want to play him heads up. I'll gamble a little bit into 50-100 live game. Like, what else? I don't know what else you guys want from me. Like, I'm not gonna sign up to a fucking death match. Kudos to fucking Daniel. He's a fucking animal. Like, the guy's like, you know what? Let's go. Let's dance. Like, and if he pulls this off, honestly, if he pulls this off, his legacy is crazy strong, bro. Like, if he beats Doug, I mean, what else can the man do? Like, he's played poker 25 years, highest stakes, heads up in the $1 million one drop, heads up in the 300K super high roller bowl, top 5 all time for like infinite years in tournaments, like beats one of the best heads up players in No Limit Holdem of all time. Like, that's it. Like, the man could just retire. Like, he could just go to the fucking Cayman Islands with fucking Radio Amanda and never be seen again. Like, just have like 10 babies and like that's it. It's over.
It's definitely a big feat, but I do think that it's a valid question. Nice to meet you says, what do you think the red line looks like this match? And my best guess is they're polar opposites of one another. Doug's being straight up through the roof, and Daniel's being plummeted down. Again, we're looking at a tiny little snippet of a sample size, and I'm kind of sad that I won't be here to tune in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I am looking forward to you leading this conversation with a guest who may not know you quite as well as I do. May not be able to talk you off the rails. Might just let you go, get you drunk, have you kick it a little bit.
Dude, I'm gonna be super professional. Like, I'm gonna come in like straight up with the stat book, just be like, all right, the 3-bet percentage for this formation is 34%, and Doug should be rolling at a 25%.
Nobody wants that, man. They can get that on any stream. You gotta get after it.
What do you want me to say? All right, so we're coming up to the end of the 2 hours. There is 1 more minute to the schedule. I assume, I don't know for sure, that Daniel will probably end this match in a minute or so. Can't be sure, but Big Pop Brewing on table number 2. Three-fourth.
So I'm guessing Daniel either down bet flop, or he check called a small bet on the flop. Turn 5 brick, check give up. Yeah.
10,000 and 9,000 in the middle on table 1. Check from Daniel Negreanu.
Did you see Andre change your name to stay for Soto?
Andre, man, this guy's the best.
That's great.
Big bet, over bet from Doug Polk after the check from Daniel.
Yeah, I think he gets to do this with a lot of his range. I'm assuming this was a single raise pot. Tough for Daniel to find. I think it's going to be tough for him to find the proper calls here. Obviously, all King X is going to call down, but
yeah, that's easy.
His Queen X is really in a fucking cage here.
Yeah, because I think like King. Okay, so what's the bottom of like the overbet value range? Probably something like Ace King. Seems fairly easy. King 6, of course. Yeah, I mean, this is so tough, man. Like,
right. So like, I think you probably start calling with hands that block that, like Queen 6, Ace Queen. I think that those hands are probably calls.
Yeah, agreed. Moving down, I would leave maybe something like Queen X, no heart is probably decent. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just unfortunately not able to muster up any calls. And we do see Daniel sitting out looks like he is going to call it a day.
Yeah, we see the ... Okay, that's going to be a match, as we expected. Yeah, I mean, this was... Doug Polk has to be exceptionally happy with this session. Everything went his way. He played very well. And the Daniel camp will, I'm sure, review the hands, see what adjustments can be made. And this is the session history. So Daniel won the last session for 179,000, and I believe now Doug.
No, that's not.
Oh, sorry, that's cumulative. Yeah, excuse me. 180K, and Doug's gonna eliminate that lead and then some with some interest, and he's gonna take the lead.
So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be about a 2 buy-in lead now for Doug moving into Monday's session. Let's call it what it is, man. These swings are gonna happen. We've seen it in the Gelfand match, even just with Chance, but like particularly with Vinny Beatty, we saw massive swings over the course of that. I think it was 20,000 hits, or was it 25?
25.
Okay, yeah. So something very comparable, and these sessions are so fucking short. So like, yeah, today might be close to one of the bigger wins that we see whenever they're only playing 300 or 400 hands. But at the end of the day, it's only a 2 buy-in lead. And we're going to see, up to 10 buy-ins exchanging hands any given time.
Congratulations to Doug Polk. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And
as cold and black and icy as it may be.
No, man, he did a great job. All jokes aside, like, the guy played well. I mean, from what we can see. And good work. Good work. I hope you all enjoyed the show. I will... I don't know what kind of mood I'll be on fucking next time, all right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of mood I'll be. He's coming in with a 2 buy-in lead, so you guys might just get straight heat from the jump. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, bang, bang, But we'll see. I don't know. Thank you all for tuning in.
If you haven't already, like, subscribe, give us a little bit of love. Feel free to.
Yeah, man, like, we're competing with all these. There's like 17 streams in like Portuguese. There's one in fucking Germany. There's one in like Brazil's out there. Upswing has one. I'm sure they're very not biased. I'm sure they're not emotional at all. I'm sure they're just like super calculated with like the exact frequencies that they're rolling, on the turn. There's one that like Landon betrayed us on, that he went on fucking Joe Ingram streams 17 times already. There's only been 9 streams. He's been there 17 times. And like, maybe he'll show up on one of these streams if he loves us at all anymore. Who fucking knows? And, that's all I'm going to say. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the show. We're out of here.
See you on Monday.